Hey, what's up, metal and heavy music fans? It's Flight of Icarus again with MetalTrenches.com, and today we're talking about death metal band Glorious Depravity and their new album Ageless Violence via Translation Lost Records. And hey, if you like to be kept up to date with the best and brightest metal bands and albums from the underground and above, then stick with me by hitting that subscribe button down below. Glorious Depravity is a supergroup of sorts made up of various members of other underground groups including Woe, Mutilation Rites, and Cleanteeth. But the real selling point for me is friend of the podcast and highly talented vocalist Doug Moore, who you may also recognize from Pyrrhon, Seputus, and Weeping Sores. Dude can't seem to sit still, already dropping the highly popular Abscess Time earlier this year, but Glorious Depravity isn't about the technicality and otherwise noisy wankery of that project. Paying homage to the late 80s and early 90s of East Coast extreme, this is pure no-nonsense death metal through and through. But while it may seem like pure savagery on the surface, and believe me, there's plenty of that, but if you dig a little deeper, you'll find some truly standout moments. Ocean of Scabs kicks the album off on a solid note. It's intensely heavy, and in particular the chuggy part with the hammer-ons and pull-offs sounds about as evil as music can get. But it's Oligarchic Exsanguinator that, besides being a mouthful to say, is easily my favorite track of the bunch. God, I'm honestly shocked that I got that in one take. I got a great chuckle out of the intro because as dark and ominous as it sounds with all of the effects they've put over it, it's actually just Vigo the Carpathian's first appearance in Ghostbusters 2.
Find me a child that I might live again. Find me a child that I might live again.
That bit of trivia aside, this is genuinely a total skull crusher of a track. The guitars sound like a bulldozer that's been all decked out and rotating Mad Max style spikes and blades and heading straight for you while leveling everything in its path. Then, after a sick drum solo and more ripping guitars, Doug ramps up his performance even more with some truly demented snarls that make me want to find my old blue blankie and curl up in the corner. I don't know what he channeled at that moment to get such a malevolent sound, but it obviously came from a seriously dark place. Seriously, Doug, get some help. I could talk all day about just that track, but we should probably move on to some others. With probably my favorite title on the album, Incel Christ is just full speed ahead with a lot of thrash influence in the guitars. If it weren't for the inhumanly deep death vocals, I might mistake a few of these hooks for something off of an Obsu record. Digital Reaper is another banger of a track that feels like a straight-up trip through hell with its double bass rumbling like a furnace on full blast. I can practically feel the heat as it ramps up into yet another scorching guitar solo, getting some Morbid Angel vibes from this one as well. Suffice it to say, Glorious Depravity live up to their name on this album, getting right down to business and offering up a highly focused 30-minute album of just that. Nothing more, nothing less. I give Ageless Violence a 9 for enjoyability. It's not the most fun I've had listening to a death metal record this year, but they don't waste a second of your time on anything short of pure venom. I give it a 9 for musicianship. The performances are solid and while often caveman-like in nature, again, those digging deeper will find some impressive highlights. And I give it a 7 for innovation. Again, a simple slice of Glorious Depravity with no frills. So an 8.3 overall and a solid B for Glorious Depravity and Ageless Violence. Get it once more via Translation Lost Records. Y'all, thanks as always for watching, and let me know down in the comments what's your favorite death metal record of 2020 so far. And if you enjoyed this, you should also check out my Pyrrhon review and the interview with Doug Moore on the podcast. And just stick around in general because I've got way more videos for you to enjoy and reasons to again subscribe if you have not already. Also, in the description, you can find links to our social media, the email newsletter, metaltrenches.com for even more reviews and content to enjoy, and our Patreon and Subscribe Star. If you want to take that extra jump to becoming a full-on supporter, just $1 a month even gets you early access to content and helps keep this train a-rolling. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.